I feel like if you had a good product, it'll sell itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you got to show like why your service puts you ahead of the competitor. Everyone knows they want milk, but they don't know they want my service until I introduce them to me, like my service. And they're like, oh, wow, like, we'll buy from you.
With the whole idea of that whole conversation of like AI taking over a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are at all at risk? Question.
No.
Well, before my question, I want to preface by saying one of my mentors, one of the things he told me was, once you become essential to someone, you never lose a paycheck. Like you're going to get paid for the rest of your life, right? And that stuck with me really, really well because, as Adam was saying, like we're in an age right now where like everybody and their mother is opening up a business, right? And it's like this opportunity, that opportunity, blah, 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 blah. And like soon enough, in just a few years, we're looking at the development of like artificial intelligence and how so many jobs and so many businesses are going to be completely run over by this wave of AI, right? But someone with an essentials business, chances are you're not going to have an issue with this, right? And so my mind, in the back of my mind, has always been something that's ringing, where it's like, what's an essentials business that I could potentially start getting into and develop in order that, one, I never have to worry about not getting paid, and then two, I don't have to worry about my job or my business getting taken over. How difficult would you say it is to start an essentials business and get it to the level in which like you're competitive with everybody else?
I think it's really tough. First of all, you got to find what it is, what essential item it is, like whatever commodity it is. You got to pinpoint what that is and what the niche is. Like who's going to be your client? Like why would that person buy from you too? And then once you figure that out, you got to build it up to a point where you can get basically products at a really competitive price, like in bulk, basically, like as a wholesaler, because that's like what we do. That's, I think, a really big roadblock for sure, is finding the thing and selling it. But you want to sell the service. I would sell the service more so than the product, I think. I feel like if you had a good product, it'll sell itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you got to show like why your service puts you ahead of the competitor. Right.
And it's very difficult, especially if somebody who's trying to start an essentials business.
Yeah. Because a lot of people sell milk. There's so many companies. I deal with I compete directly with dairy distributors. I deal with food distributors too, like Cisco, U.S. Foods and whatnot. Everyone's involved with milk, but everyone knows they want milk, but they don't know they want my service until I introduce them to me, like my service. And they're like, oh, wow, like, we'll buy from you.
Right.
You're a family business. You're not a corporate company. If there's ever an issue, they can call me directly and I'll take care of it. I'm there.
Yeah, 'cause I think it's very interesting. Like somebody who's like trying to start an essentials business, like I can only imagine like you're just like, all right, this is you come up with an idea, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like 1 to 2 companies who are absolutely just they pretty much own that entire like service or industry. So then a person could just be like, all right, well, you know what, this was fun while it lasted, like back to the chalkboard, Anyways,
it's kind of like with in a way like Tesla. I mean, they had a monopoly at one point with like the electric cars.
Right.
They were like the only option at one point, and then everyone started hopping on with the EVs, and I think even with the charging stations right now, they have a monopoly with that. That's just one example of a monopoly, in my opinion.
So with the whole idea of that whole conversation of like AI taking over a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are at all at risk?
No.
Not at all,
no, I
right?
don't think so, no.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't think so either.
No.
But what do you think of that whole idea of like just AI taking over jobs?
I feel like you'll benefit from it. I feel like your operational costs will like reduce.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, it'll benefit them.
Yeah, because less workers, more productivity,
right.
more automation, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird because like with AI, I don't think business owners. Like when I say business owners, I mean like any business that you own, you're always gonna need an operator who has the ability to understand good from right from wrong. Basically something like I don't think a robot I was actually reading about this in terms of like AI and security and stuff like that. where they're like, AI is only there to do tasks. Like they can get really good at doing those tasks, and through machine learning, they could become smarter and smarter and smarter at doing the input. But they still need an input. So no matter what, they're never going to be able to have the free roam ability that us humans have in our creative thinking.